my gosh.
Oh, Cheyenne, I thought that you were somebody else.
Who do you think I was?
Well, you're wearing black. I thought maybe you were a bear.
There's a bear?
Well, no, it's just you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm glad, because like I was about to whip out my stinger.
Oh, that would not be good. What do you use the stinger for?
Well, us honeybees, we have to defend ourselves because we have a lot of honey in our home. And we have a lot of babies, a lot of siblings that we have to defend. So that's why we tend to be really aggressive, because we're social insects.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good to know. Well, I'm glad you didn't sting me.
Yeah, me too. In fact, we sometimes will sting, and also sometimes we have other mechanisms of defense too. But those are super secret ninja skills.
Oh
Yeah.
my, okay. Is there someone we can talk to learn more about these skills?
Actually, yeah, I know Rogan the beekeeper, and he's seen all of our super intensive training to defend the hive.
Okay, let's go talk to him because I want to know.
Hi, I'm Rogan the beekeeper, and today I'll be talking to you about how honeybees defend themselves. Honeybees defend themselves in a variety of ways. Most commonly, we think of honeybees defending themselves by stinging people, but honeybees can actually defend themselves against intruders by balling themselves together and vibrating their bodies. This creates a very hot center, and it can actually heat and overcook the intruders. So this can happen with mice or other intruders, such insects like murder hornets. This was a popular defense used by the Japanese honeybees. And so I like to think of it as kind of like cooking a turkey in the oven. They're really heating up the insides first, and then as that intruder gets too hot, it actually ends up dying, and then they dispose of it. Okay, so I just got stung. You can see it right here. And so why the stinger is still in me is because a honeybee worker stinger actually has a barb on the end of it. So when the bee stung me, that barb got lodged in my skin, and then actually it pulled out some of the honeybees inside, and some of the honeybee guts came out, and the worker bee guts came out with it. And so now, unfortunately, that bee will most likely die, and she won't be able to survive. But this is a defense mechanism. So what I was doing is I was breaking open into their colony, and they probably let out a little bit of a pheromone, and their pheromone is a kind of scent that bees will release. And honeybee alarm pheromone actually smells kind of like bananas. So you're generally supposed to avoid bananas if you go out to a bee yard. So that's why we actually use smokers, is because we're trying to cloud that scent. And then the smoke also kind of makes them a little bit more flighty, but more likely to go down because they don't really like the smoke. So they'll go down and actually gorge themselves with honey. And so what I would do if I actually got stung, it felt like a little prick and kind of like a big pinch. And so the venom is actually going into me right now. So I'm going to remove the stinger. It's always best to remove a stinger by sliding it up. You don't want to pinch the stinger to pull it out because you'll actually squeeze all of the venom then into you. You want to try to slide it out as calmly as possible. And then I would usually, if I was out in the bee yard, smoke my hand because some of that pheromone might then be tagged onto my hand. And so I would be more likely to get stung if I did not smoke my hand. And so after that, if you are allergic, obviously you'd want to have an EpiPen there near handy. Or if you've never been stung before, you want to make sure and watch yourself to make sure that you don't have an allergic reaction. But since I know that I'm not allergic, I can just smoke my hand and then continue working in the bee yard. Honeybees will actually only sting you if they feel threatened. So if they're out foraging in the wild, they're not really defending anything, so they probably won't even try to bother you. As long as you leave them alone, they'll probably leave you alone.